All right. We are ready. We are absolutely ready. I apologize. I am at least 10 and a half minutes late, but welcome to Planet Xbox episode 27. Damn it, I forgot that in the title. But it is episode 27 of Planet Xbox. And today is a big day because it's been like a day I've been waiting for. So you guys aren't going to hear me complain really anymore in regards to waiting for next gen pricing, pre-orders, release dates. Xbox, I know a little bit ahead of time, got what they wanted. Well, I got what I wanted from Xbox, albeit prematurely. But before we get into all that, I'm your host, the best spot, Kid Smooth, and we are back. What's up, panel? Are you?
What's up, man?
You guys are
What's
here.
good?
Yeah. What is like? Okay, let's start. We got a couple. We got a guest here, and for those who are long time followers of like this channel, me, and all my journeys of all the things I've done in like the past, and the different people I connected with, whether it be developer interviews and podcasting. This name may sound familiar to you, but I want to welcome after like I don't know if we haven't spoken in what 4 years. I don't know how long it's been. Bites of Chicken.
Hello.
What's up?
Not much. A bit early here. It's 1:47 in the morning, so I'm a bit tired. Might sound a bit croaky. So, yeah.
All right, I got you. If you guys don't remember, Bites of Chicken, he is the dev that bought us Gear Gauntlet. That launched on the Xbox One in 2015 or 16.
Oh, I would say maybe about 15. I can't remember if I'm honest.
Yeah, but we've done when I used to do Writer's Block podcast, we did a developer interview. I've had you on a couple of podcasts. After that, we did Let's Talk Games. We did all sorts of stuff. And I remember just like you were launching your game on the Xbox for the first time. Very exciting time. It was I think it was premiered on like they had I remember the trailer going up on the website on their YouTube page for the first time. I think IGN did a premiere of it as well, or GameSpot. I could be wrong, but it's been a long time, man.
Yeah, it was IGN definitely. Yeah, that was a big moment for me. To be fair, I went down to the IGN offices down in the UK.
Yep.
Being a gamer and stuff like that, I really followed IGN. So when I sort of spoke to Ryan McCaffrey and he invited me down to the two UK offices, it was like wow, and yeah, it was just being part of Xbox and the idea of Xbox. It was a really big moment for me back then. So yeah, I was very proud of that moment.
Awesome. And then of course our panel members, shout out to Chris Righteous, man. How are you doing today?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, man, I'm doing pretty good. I'm in the process of moving. I'm moving to another apartment. Other than that, a lot of things to talk about today. I want to give a quick shout out for birthdays, a couple of birthday shout outs or anniversary. One is the Dreamcast. It released September 9th in Japan. So it's his 21st birthday. Crash Bandicoot also released this day 24 years ago, the first Crash Bandicoot. So happy birthday to Crash. And then last but not least is the PlayStation 25th anniversary, which is a huge milestone. It's a quarter century of PlayStation. And I'm kind of irritated with Sony about how they chose to celebrate today. But we'll get into that. But yeah, let's talk about Xbox.
All right, and Coke Boy J, man, how are you?
Doing pretty good. We got a lot of Xbox news to get into, man. What up, Salty? See you in the chat, man. How's everything going? But yeah, we got a lot of Xbox news. This is probably going to be the most Planet Xbox episode ever.
Yeah.
Because really nothing to really detract from it, honestly, in terms of a lot of the news that we got this past week. So Let's just
Oh,
get
no,
into it, man.
we can find something to detract.
No, I'm not interested.
No,
though.
you can find something to the track. That's your job.
I was gonna go easy today on them bonds. Go ahead.
I need y'all to tell me I was right.
Right about what?
Because what did I say 2 weeks ago? The best way that Microsoft should combat Sony is with a $300 economical brand console, and that they should market it economically with Game Pass and other features, and stop trying to come out with this super powered console and everything. And they need to fight Sony that way.
Yeah.
You ain't getting out of this that easy, Bond. You ain't getting out of that easy, bro.
They're trying to have they're gonna have both narratives, right? Which is they're gonna have the most powerful console on the market, and then also they're gonna have.
We all know which one's going. We all know which one's going to sell better, and not only that, I heard that not only did they get Game Pass, they got EA's thing on it now too.
Oh, we're gonna get into that.
We got all.
Let's finish up the intros.
Yeah. I'll just finish mine. I'm here. I was right. Give me a round of applause. Let's get into this.
Welcome, Bond.
Woo! See, if Microsoft would just listen to me, I could make Xbox great again. But y'all want to keep the status quo.
And NickBanks, man, how are you doing?
Oh man, what's going on, y'all? What's up? We gotta advocate for the EBT gaming, the democratic way of playing games. We got all services for you. We got EA Play now. We ain't like it last year, but we on it now.
Yeah,
let's go,
dude. Okay, so where do we freaking start? All right. So
Series S, I guess.
Series S, yeah, that happened first. Oh, so I apologize on my latest video that I did. I was in such a hurry to do the video. It was I said Memorial Day and it was Labor Day. So Labor Day, pretty much for me, it was before midnight that it happened. That I got a notification because some YouTubers are on my notification list. Like Brad Sams, and he says Xbox Series S reveal or something like that. And I'm like, I open it and I'm like just watching the video. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, oh, wow. And then shortly after, before I was like, I'm not going to do it. I was like, I'll do a video tomorrow. This is dope. I'll send a few tweets about it. I'll do a video tomorrow. And then Jez, Windows Central, they freaking just give everything else. Like, oh, yeah, it is $299. Well, Brad Sands might revealed the $299, but they revealed the November 10th date to confirm the $499 Series X price. And I'm like, holy crap! Let me run to my computer and do this video. So I was scrambling all sorts of things, but like it just blew up. The memes came immediately. It was like people the look seemed polarizing, but now as you look at it, it's like acceptable. But I'm just gonna go around the table and just kind of ask you guys first reaction when you saw the Series S and the price. Let's start with Bites of Chicken.
So when I saw the price, obviously in UK everything's a bit cheaper. So I started trying to figure out if we were going to get bumped, because sometimes they try to match the prices. But when it was $249 in the UK, for me it was a definite buy. And as soon as it got announced about the date as well, that's my son's birthday. So I was just like, okay, that is definitely going to be bought for my son. And yeah, for me it was the price was right. The specs that came with it, everything about it sounded just perfect for what I wanted for the kids. So it was just a no-brainer for me.
No Series X for you?
I'll be getting a Series X as well. Although, because I've been playing on PC a lot. So when the Nvidia series got announced, I kind of
he said, "Fuck it."
They got my PC card, so my graphics card. But at the same time, especially with all access, again, it just sounds like a bit of a no-brainer. I could, do it so many different ways. Buy the Series S outright, get the Series X on all access, and then still do up the PC So there's so many options, but yeah, me and my colleague at work, we're just debating, what's going to be best for us. But I'm actually moving, so I'm doing up my new gaming room. So I'm waiting to next, just because there's so many options and ways to spread the cost. But yeah, it's just so easy to get both of them, to be honest.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Coke Boy, man, what was your initial thoughts? Because I don't even know if we were even I'm pretty sure you guys were saying things in the chat, but I don't know if I was in there.
No, I wasn't really saying much because when I heard the news is when I first woke up, and it was like, what the hell? Like, all everything started dropping out of nowhere. I seen some of it on Twitter, and I seen some of the notifications pop up from some of the news sites that I follow. So when I seen that, it was no real shock. It was the thing that really alarmed me was the fact that this thing got leaked way in advance, and like a lot of the news outlets and pundits that were actually covering the Series S very closely, actually got a lot of the specs right, with the exception of the clock speeds of the CPU, but it's really minor, honestly, compared to what they were saying. Overall, it's what we've been saying for like weeks now. Like, hey, this thing is going to be around $300. It actually is $300. This is something that's going to be targeting 1440p. The thing that really caught me off guard was that 4K upscaling thing that they said. So there's probably going to be some extra software and hardware inside there that's going to help you try to get the resolution to 4K by upscaling it, but it's not going to look as good as native 4K. And another thing on that is a lot of the higher end TVs are pretty good at upscaling as well. So that should help out as well in terms of making that resolution look really, really good on your 4K TV without it looking pretty like washed out or anything like that. So it's a pretty good system. I was talking to my coworker today about it. It was like, yo, somebody just walks inside the store and just says, hey, is this the brand new Xbox? Yeah, they're just going to buy it. Because most people are not going to care about the differences between the Xbox Series X and the Series S. That price is what's going to sell them on it, and the feature set that comes around it. And looking at what they did with this system, and it's pretty good on paper, honestly. Like, I've been saying it for weeks. Like, for people who don't need all the bells and whistles and doesn't want to spend $500, $300 is a great price point. So, good launch. The only thing is that I wish that they had an actual press release showing it off instead of it getting leaked ahead of time, and then they just have to go on Twitter and announce it. That's the only thing that's disappointing about it.
That is disappointing, because I am curious to see what was like the rollout, because Phil Spencer even said like this was supposed to happen next week, but was it like a press event? Was it going to be a series of you? Because they obviously had the footage ready to roll, the trailer, the video from Jason Reynolds, and I like how they rebounded from the leak. Like their Twitter was like kind of on point. Like about
they dropped the meme and then just went straight into it.
Yeah, Bon, I'm curious to know I know you.
I was right. You already know what I said.
Okay,
this is what I said Microsoft should do. Yeah. Now, like I said, everybody should be thanking me. Make Xbox great again. Y'all say, "Oh, Bon is just hating." But when they do what Bond says, now everybody.
Bond happy that he's getting a Series S this holiday.
Oh, my only complaint is, can we change the color of that grate or vent to white? Having a black vent on a white box, that just looks.
Yeah, that do look kind of.
That's my only complaint. Like, I've seen people make all black versions, and I'm like, that looks much better. Or even in all, they're gonna have them different colors so they're not confuse people, obviously.
Yeah,
but.
I wish they was an Xbox logo there if you're gonna do that. Like
I thought that would be. That would just look ugly. But that black circle. Can they just make it a white circle? That should just look. It just looks weird. I mean, it's a minimalist complaint, but it is what it is. Outside of that, I mean, I don't think anybody should be displeased. I know Nintendo's happy because whatever new Switch they're launching at now. I mean, all the games are going to obviously run on this Series S, so they could just port down from the Series S rather than porting down from the PS5 and the Series X. So that makes Nintendo's job easier.
Chris, man, I think you had like a comment before all this came out, like maybe some backs in regards to which console, about how you would go about purchasing an Xbox. I don't know if anything has changed since then, but what was your first reactions when you saw this kind of all unfold?
To me, I mean, we already know that the Series S, that was like the worst kept secret. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this shit wasn't a secret at all. So to finally see it get announced, because I was like, why Microsoft has a second console? Why the hell they haven't announced it already? Especially if they plan to release this holiday. But when I first seen it, it was just, I just thought what everybody else thought as far as the memes. To me, it looked like a number one domino. You know what I mean? It looked like a Sony speaker. It looked like an AC unit for an efficiency home. You know what I mean? Like, but as far as the price and the specs, I mean, I guess that's good. My only concern about this whole Series S, to me, and I've said this numerous of times throughout the year, is how is this going to affect? And I don't know. I'm not a developer. You know what I mean? So I can't say whether it is or it isn't. How is this going to affect as far as like developers having to develop for the lowest common denominator? Some people say, "Oh, is this easy?
Game design?
Is this a resolution change or whatever?" But then we see Remedy technical producer,
fucking
right?
Remedy,
Which as soon as they say that, because they're Remedy, people downplay them, because Remedies always have problems with their game when it comes to technical aspects. But then the Call of Duty multiplayer dev from Infinity War, he kind of shares similar. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe at first it's a little rough, and then I don't know. Like that's the only thing I'm kind of like, how is this going to affect? Because multiplats are also going to be running on the PlayStation 5 as well. So
I don't think there's going to be a concern for that, because if I read correctly, they both use the same CPU, right?
yeah, it's the thing. It's the same architecture. It's nothing too big.
I think the Series S is like 0.2 clocks lower than the One X.
That's negligible.
No, it's the same one.
If they use
the same one.
If they use if they use the same CPU, it's only a matter of lowering the resolution and graphics.
If I'm not mistaken, right, the Series X is 3.8 and the Series
it's 3.8. Series S
3.6.
3.6. It doesn't need 3.8 because it's not going to be running games as intensive as the Series X and PS5.
Correct.
So they don't need the insane clock speeds on the Series S at all.
Like I said, I don't know. Go ahead.
As long as they have the same CPU, it won't be a problem. If they had different CPUs, it would be a problem.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I'm not a designer, so I don't know anything about that. All I'm saying is what I've seen actual developers say. Like, they say they have some concerns, about it. So
the punk ass ones that cater to PlayStation. Of course, the dude from Call of Duty and the dude from Control.
Are you developer Smooth?
Hey, Bites of Chicken's a developer. Maybe he knows.
Well, maybe he can help. Maybe he can help me out. Maybe he can school me. But other than that, man, good price. I'm not mad at Microsoft for throwing it all out today, especially today, right, on the 25th PlayStation anniversary, which I'm kind of irritated with PlayStation. Not because PlayStation still hasn't shown their price. I'm not expecting them to react, like a day later or whatever. It's because this is a huge milestone, 25 years, quarter century, and you haven't done anything at all. No type of announcement, no type of like nothing. You know what I mean? So to me, it's like, why the hell on your 25th anniversary are you letting your competitor Microsoft have the mind share as far as the news day for today?
I agree with you, bro.
I disagree with you with that, though. Here's why. Because here's the thing. They don't care about anniversary. If we know anything about Sony, they don't care about trying to announce something like that.
Well, they released a 20th anniversary console.
I understand.
5 years ago.
They had before.
Let me say this. Series S was just announced, and then we all know that Microsoft had more news that they wanted to roll out aside Series S as well. So we got the price, we got the release date, we know that there's games coming day one to that system as well. So why would I, as Sony, just drop my news right after that when there's more Microsoft news rolling out? You want them to say everything that they have to say and release all the news that they have to release, and then come out with the full rollout of, hey, this is the final pricing of both the PS5 and PS5 Digital Edition. This is the release date, and these are the games that are coming day one. That's it. They just need time to organize a proper rollout of the release date, the price of both their systems, and everything.
Right.
So
but the thing is,
the time with
no. I'm not upset because they don't. I'm not expecting to. Like I said, like, it's not me saying that, oh, they should release the price and release it today on the 20th. That's not me saying that. I'm saying just at least do something like, I don't know, hey, it's the 25th anniversary since the PlayStation 1, one of our biggest franchises started on the PlayStation 1, Gran Turismo. Here's a new look at Gran Turismo coming to the PlayStation 5. It's just something. Just something. You know what I mean? For the anniversary.
I mean,
for
now,
your fans and stuff like that.
at least now, everybody's expecting Sony to say something. Like, we know they're going to say something pretty soon. So that's just the next piece of news. That's the next piece of it.
Yeah,
so
I'll give it until next Friday that they're going to have the prices for the PS5.
I would anticipate it happening sometime this month. You don't want to wait until October. And then if you wait until then, pre-orders for Series X and Series S start when? On the 22nd? That's
September 22nd, baby.
Yeah, September 22nd is when the pre-orders go live. So
people are going to do what they want with their money. If they don't get a release date for pre-orders or anything like that, then they're just going to say, hey, I'm going to buy Series S or Series X.
Here's also the thing, though. Xbox really wasn't formal. It was leaked.
Yeah, that's true.
People know in the industry. I'm sure Sony and Xbox know within the industry when either one of them is going to make some.
Yeah, of course. There's insiders that leak that shit to each other.
And when I talk about mindshare, right? I'm not talking about mindshare overall because PlayStation, to me, they're still gonna have the overall mindshare going into next generation. But I'm talking about mindshare for just today on your anniversary, for people to be clear. You know what I mean? And then people, with all these fake ass insiders and shit like that. And let me say something, right? Because I agree with Smooth. The PlayStation insiders this year, and this is coming from a PlayStation guy, have all been full of shit. You know what I mean? I'm getting super pissed because it's like every fucking week there's some type of reset era post about, this is what Sony's gonna do, and they're gonna do it on this day. And 99% of the time this year, they're all been fucking wrong. Every single one of them. And I've been saying this from the beginning, right? Since I've been on Planet Xbox this year, right? When the rumors started coming out about 13.3 teraflops PS5, I said, don't believe that bullshit. Stop with the bullshit rumors. When they started coming out and said that the PS5 event, they're gonna have Resistance, SOCOM.
You know who was right though, Chris. You know who was right though. The only person that was right that I've seen was Jeff Grubb. Jeff Grubb when he announced the June event, he was right about the June event.
Right, but that's for like
Tom Warren,
the reveal date and stuff like that.
Tom Warren was on top of that Lockhart information. He was all on that shit.
Yeah, so
he owns your boy Jason Schreier.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people like Foxy Games UK, his Riddler ass always saying riddles and shit on Twitter. I'm getting that motherfucker pissed.
Do you call him Riddler?
Yeah, he's always bro, Smooth. Ain't he always saying some bullshit ass vague tweet and shit like that? He'd be like,
his riddles,
four and shit like that. Like
the Foxy riddles, the Foxy riddles. Shout out to Foxy, but he do have
his new name. His new name is the Riddler of Twitter. You know what I mean? And just a whole bunch of other shit. So I'm getting tired of these fucking rumors. PlayStation, just hurry, just you know what I mean? Just fucking, this shit's coming out in 2 months. Just go ahead and just release everything that you got for us leading up to what's coming out. So, but other than that, man, it's like, honestly, I don't really have too much problems with the Series S or the pricing or anything like that. You know what I mean? A lot of people, one more thing I want to say. So, I always call out people who are full of shit in the PlayStation community, right? People who say dumb shit.
There we go.
Omega, like that AP guy, I called him out before. There was some PlayStation dude saying some racist shit to his Xbox guys today, right? Using the N-word and shit like that. And I call them motherfuckers out all the time. But I never see, and I could be wrong, some of the Xbox guys, right? They'll complain about what PlayStation guys says, but then there'll be people in their community who will do the same shit and they turn the blind eye, right?
Give me an example, yo. Call names.
Okay.
Oh, I can give you some examples.
I got screenshots. I got people saying that the Series S is gonna run games at 1440p, 240 frames per second. I got people saying that the Series X is close to its performance at the 3080. You know what I mean? I got screenshots for that. I got people saying that the Series S is more powerful than the PS5 and it's going to outperform it.
Well, how far gone are you in the Crumb side, bro? Like, to be honest with you. Are you sure some of these people ain't trolling? Some of the people might be trolling.
Some of the people are in the chat right now watching them.
Chris, it happens. It happens on both sides. It's either a lot of misinformation
I
being
happen
spread,
on both
30,
sides,
80,
but-
like
or
nobody
really,
believes
what I'm
that.
saying,
or
what
really
I-
bad
what I'm
research.
saying is, what I'm saying is, I call out the bullshit in the PlayStation community when people say stupid ass shit. So I just want to see Xbox. Xbox guys, guys gotta do the same thing.
I mean,
sometimes these people make the community look bad.
That's
Like
true.
I said,
hear you on
we know
that.
a lot
I
of
gotta-
people who are smart know how to filter out the people who knows what they're talking about and the people who are just spreading
No,
misinformation.
though,
and
boy,
bullshit.
he right. We need to call him out. We don't need to ignore him.
That's why I
We
be
need to call
calling
him
out all these born again PC gamers.
So he right.
They give regular PC gamers a bad name.
I mean, I'm not gonna call them out because I don't got time to go back and forth on Twitter with these dudes. They
Oh
fucking crybabies.
man, you hear him? You hear him, Chris?
All right.
Just wait and see.
What happened? What did he say? I was looking at the chat.
He said he ain't got time for it.
Now, honestly, I don't I only like.
Yeah, I don't follow.
See,
a lot of those
it's not
people.
that like I retweet. Like if I retweet some fuck shit, like that's one thing. If I'm not retweeting these guys, then I probably don't know it exists. Now I did see the whole
You
the
don't endorse
3080 comparison and whatnot. I just kind of kept it scrolling. I'm like, okay, I'll let. I was like, somebody
You knew it was bullshit. You knew it was bullshit when you seen it.
Right.
I just
What
kept
I'm
it
saying
troll.
is people need to stop jumping out the window right away with every piece of news. Like a news comes and people just automatically just jumping out the window and saying, oh, this shit destroys everything. That's it. It's done. It's over. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, like these consoles
Well,
aren't
yeah,
out
you
yet.
had those
You know what I mean?
stupid
We
ass
gotta wait and
PC
see.
dudes the other
Yeah.
week jumping out the window about 3080, 3090. Well, most of them are never gonna buy those two cars because they can't afford it, and if they do, they're spending 2 weeks worth of pay on that shit. Or they're gonna bottleneck their entire system running their fucking sixth generation i7.
I don't have a problem with the PC dudes. It's only the ones that said that the 3070 is gonna make the PS5 or the Series X irrelevant. Which I'm willing to bet anybody that the PS5 outsells the 3070 at the same
Well, of
price.
course
Yeah,
it is.
both
It's
both
the volume.
systems going
Both
outside.
systems
It's
going.
not
It's
gonna
the
be
volume of
irrelevant.
sales. Yeah.
Console
So
market
I-
is bigger than ever.
I'm just curious to see if how much will it cost to get a 1440p 600 frames per second PC build. Like,
600?
frames.
no, I meant to say 60.
Yeah.
I was trying to say 60 frames. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 60 frames.
40.
It
Or
wouldn't-
even 144. Like
It
the
wouldn't
monitor
cost
alone.
a lot at all. My 1070 gets me 1440.
Okay, how much does a PC, a
Frames
total
plus.
PC cost if I wanted to target the Xbox Series S?
Well, consider my build is 4 years old. It wouldn't take you much.
How much?
I don't know off the top of my head. How much would components
Uh-oh.
be 4 years ago? Not much.
I mean, technically,
Hey, all I'm gonna say is you're not building a 1440p 120 FPS machine for
For $300,
$300.
no.
Yeah, nah, you can't do that.
Yeah, because they're taking that at a loss anyways. You know what
No,
I
they're
mean?
not.
You don't think
You
Microsoft taking that
can,
at
but
a
they got to
loss?
be used parts
No.
from here and there.
It's the same reason why Sony isn't gonna take a loss in that digital edition. I told you this already.
No, okay,
They're
I
gonna
know
make the money
about.
back.
I know about the whole.
They don't have to.
I'm talking about on the hardware. I know.
On the hardware,
Yeah,
it costs
that's what I'm talking
nothing. It costs nothing to put these Zen 2 CPUs in there because of how cheap they are now. On top of the SSD, that 500 gig SSD costs them nothing to put in there.
Oh yeah,
Microsoft
now
said
you
this.
bring that up.
Microsoft said that during the Hot Chips presentation. Cost of DRAM and cost of solid state storage
Right.
is going down year over year.
It's gone down.
Over
That's why
time,
people-
they're gonna make up more margin on the system because of how
That's
cheap
why-
it is to manufacture the parts.
when it comes to the pricing of the PS5, I don't think people should hold on to that whole thing that was reported earlier this year about the PS5 having problems with like the pricing and stuff like that because it could have gone down. You know what I
Well,
mean?
that's
So-
earlier. Then now we know it's fine. Like production's fine, and they're actually estimated to ship more units than
Alright,
it was
I
originally
mean,
anticipated. But
now that we got the pricing for the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, November 10th date, like where do you think PlayStation is on the clock, right? Where do you think the price of the PlayStation 5 fall, and what's the release date?
Go ahead, Chris. That's all you.
So I'm sticking with my original prediction that the PlayStation 5 physical that comes with the disc is going to be $499, and the digital edition is going to be $399. I still see some people thinking that the PS5 is going to be over 500, 550, 600.
I don't
No
believe
way
that
in
either.
hell. No way in hell PlayStation is going to do that, especially since the Series X is at $499 right now. What PlayStation could do is they could do $449 for the physical and $399, but I don't think they're gonna do that either. But we'll see. As far as release date, I think no more than a week after Xbox. So November 10th is for Xbox, right? So I don't know, maybe November.
Well, I think they got a lot more confidence now that the Xbox then showed their price for as far as the Series X.
Yeah, they're getting ready to drop the price on us any day.
Yeah, I don't think it was about what Xbox was going to price it as. It's more about the condition that the people are in now, as far as the economy, and how they're going to react to a $499 price now, and and what else no digital.
Yeah.
But I call the PS5 slim. A lot of people don't like that I use that term, but it's slimmer, so I use it.
Yeah.
and it seemed to piss a few people off, so But yeah, like
no disc is gonna cost $100 cheaper because a disc drive is not that expensive.
Right.
Yeah, I think they're gonna price the like Chris said, like $499 for the regular PS5. The discless version is going to be around $399, right?
See,
I said this weeks ago. Here's why I say they're going to do that, because if they get that $399 pricing on that digital edition, it's the same thing with the Series S. When we tie you into our digital store, we make a lot of money off of our digital store, right?
Yes.
So they make more margin off of you buying the game from PlayStation Store and Xbox Store versus you going to like a GameStop or a Best Buy and buying that disc, because they can charge more of a margin on that digital purchase through their own store. So that's the biggest thing. Getting the subscription, it's the attach rate. You have to get the subscription, and you have to get the people to buy games on their store, right? With Xbox, the majority of people who buy a Series S are going to buy Game Pass. And we're going to get into the reason why they're going to do that later, because of what Xbox did with Game Pass recently. And it's the same thing with PlayStation. Hey, you want to play with your friends, you got to get PlayStation Plus. Oh, you got to buy games. It's digital only. You can't use it this. You have to buy games from our store. They're going to make that money back right after purchase.
Yeah, and the thing with PlayStation also, it's like they stopped giving away keys or selling the keys to some of these third-party CD keys sites or whatever. That's why it's so hard. Like, you can find PlayStation games on there, but it's super hard, and sometimes you can't even find it cheap. You know what I mean? So now you're like completely locked into the ecosystem with the digital console, which that's why they have no issue releasing it as the same spec as the. They're both the same spec.
So you
but
think
at a cheaper price.
them being the same spec, like, but you still losing the disc drive warrants $100?
No, it doesn't. And I'm saying that system is gonna operate at a little bit of a loss, but they're gonna make that money back because of the digital store.
It doesn't warrant $100 off the price tag smooth, but because it's digital and just what Coke explained to you, they're gonna make the money back, because now if I buy the digital edition, GameSpot, Walmart, fucking Amazon, all that shit's out the window.
They don't get that cut.
They don't get the cut at all. They get the full margin from you buying that game.
So basically,
they get more money off you buying the digital, even though it's cheaper.
He is right, because if you buy digital, then you have to buy from their store. So that cuts out all shipping, packaging, third-party seller cuts.
Same thing with Microsoft and that Series S. That's all they want to do is make as much margin as they possibly could.
And I think this year, I think 66% of like the sales on like for like PlayStation or maybe overall has been digital. So more people are like more than half of people are buying digital anyways.
You know who's pissed about the S? GameStop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Woo! They're gonna be trying to get people to buy either the Series X or the.
Yeah, they're not gonna sell it for when they're
gonna sell it.
When the SAT edition came out, GameStop didn't carry it. They didn't carry it. They started eventually.
For real?
Yeah, but they did at first. They didn't carry it, and I don't know how they
selling.
And what they just announced that they're gonna be closing another 400 stores. So I gotta sell all my stuff to GameStop like now before they close the store, so I can.
When the stocks dropped yesterday, it dropped like 8% or something like that. I don't remember. It dropped.
Yeah, they're on the verge of bankruptcy. They've been that way for a very long time. Yes. That company is not coming back, no matter what they try to do, what restructures, try to hire Reggie from Nintendo. That shit ain't gonna fucking work. That company is done. We're all going digital. Game Pass is the fucking nail in the coffin to GameStop as well.
Yeah, Game Pass.
Because why the hell am I buying games from? Why would I buy a system and buy the game when I know that shit's coming to Game Pass day and date from Xbox.
That and the Game Pass killed the used game market.
Yeah.
Yeah, the used game market is
Yeah,
done at.
Here's the funny thing, though. I remember when PC gamers were talking about this 12 years ago. Oh, we'll never go digital. Who wants to buy their?
Right.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's why I say, and if you ever want to know where console gamers are going, just look at where PC has been. Your SSDs, your RTXs, all your ray tracing. I mean, it's all been there. I mean, there's not a problem with it, but like I said, PC gaming represents gaming unrestricted, and it's PC gaming is a Gundam. Consoles are the mass production model, the scaled down version.
Yeah. All I know is for the people who really care, right? For the few people who really care about backwards compatibility when it comes to physical disc, your only option is the Series X.
I know
what I mean? The only option is really the Series X.
And the extra $200.
That means I gotta win $200 more of bets from Smooth because I don't want that S.
Oh man,
Yo, it's a 1440 piece.
It doesn't have a disk drive though, so that renders I have a collection of games. Remember Smooth? So people like me would want to use their old discs.
But you know what though, Bond? These consoles, as far as digital sales, every week, bro, every Tuesday. They got different sales up there, and it's cheaper than like.
Correct, but like I said,
I'm just saying. I mean, if you already own the disc, I understand that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
all my old Xbox and 360 games.
You got a point there.
Because I never played the Splinter Cell series besides Conviction. Like I came in on Conviction, and they saying that the old ones is good, and they on sale right now. I'm like, damn, should I get
Splinter
it?
Cell 2 and 3 are the best ones.
2 and 3.
Every Splinter Cell game is backwards compatible, and most of them are enhanced.
Yeah, Ubisoft got a sale right now. That's why I was looking at it.
I guess we can get into the Game Pass news. So
yeah, please, Cowboy, lead us.
EA, which this is pretty big. Nobody's seen this move coming. EA is moving their EA Play servers. It was formerly known as EA Access and Origin Access. Now it's called EA Play. Is coming to Game Pass. So more than 60 of EA's biggest titles are coming to Game Pass with no additional cost. So if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you also get EA Play in the coming months. So that partnership is pretty big. Also for PC as well. So for PC Game Pass, you guys get it as well.
Oh, is that why they doubled it to $10?
Yeah, if you're getting EA Play, if you're getting EA Play on PC, cancel your subscription pretty soon and just get Game Pass. All of this is just a Trojan horse mechanism to get everybody into Game Pass.
Get down and lay down.
It's a pretty big move.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was also a ploy by Microsoft and EA to try to kill off GameStop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like in the short run, EA might not be making money. In the long run, just by wiping out GameStop, they make much more.
What these cheap ass if the PS5 digital edition is $399 plus with the Series S being $299, that to me that's like the final nail for GameStop. Like, that's the final nail.
But you remember, EA is never like GameStop. I'm not sure if you guys remember doing
their code. Remember?
The code.
They was the first one that attempted to like interfere the resale, the trade-ins. Remember, you had to buy like a separate code.
Yeah, you have to get the code to play the game online.
Shout out to Jack Move Johnny. He says they doubled the PC Game Pass price. They doubled it because they're giving you EA Play with the bundle. So it is what it is. For console gamers, we require Ultimate to have the EA Play in it, but our price didn't increase with it.
So EA Access, because I never had EA Access, right? Because I remember when Sony first blocked it from the PlayStation. Remember that Smooth? They blocked EA Access because they had PS Now and they didn't want no competing services. Yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, right, if you subscribe to EA Access, like you'll be able to play games like Madden and Battlefield for like 10 hours. Is that correct?
No.
The new games, the new games, yes.
The new games, yes.
A week before they launch,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, a week before they launch, you get 10-hour access to them. And then you get all the games in the vault. So right now, I have access to every EA games that's in
with achievements
in EA Access. So original Xbox games. So that's why I understand why dudes is paying for EA Access on PlayStation, because I ain't got no games on there. Like on Xbox EA Access, you get Xbox games, Xbox 360 EA games. That's why I was playing Alice in that Alice game, the Alice in Wonderland game.
Oh yeah,
that's on. I forgot EA published that game. So I downloaded that thing on EA Play.
That's not a bad game.
Yeah. You know what else has no games?
What's that?
We'll figure it out soon.
So let me get some clarification for people in the chat, right? So EA has two separate memberships, right? It's EA Play, which was formerly known as EA Access, right? So you would have a library of games from EA, right? Whether it's like Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 5, whatever it may be, right? Now, whenever EA drops a new game, it takes a while for it to get inside to EA Play, right? Then you have EA Play Pro or Origin Premier. That was the former name, right? Now, Origin Premier or Play Pro, right? With that subscription, you get games day and date that EA releases. So Madden 21, Jedi Fallen Order, like all those games you get day and date. So you're only getting the bottom tier subscription from EA with Xbox Game Pass. So if you're somebody that has like Origin Premier or Play Pro, if you want day and date games from EA, keep it. If you don't care about that, just switch over to Game Pass and just cancel your subscription. Now, you still get a lot more games coming to Game Pass because of that partnership. That's a big fucking deal. Like you get Battlefield 5, you get Star Wars, you get all these games. So you can't downplay the move. That's probably like one of the biggest third-party deals you can do if you're Xbox right now.
Yeah, incredible. And the crazy thing, people forget, I tweeted maybe in August, I was like, hey, don't be surprised if that Game Pass users get access to Madden, FIFA, and whatever via Game Pass or something like that. So because I had a feeling there was something that they were going to be doing, but yeah, I mean, like I have a love-hate relationship, mostly hate with EA, and that's because they are lazy when it comes to NBA Live, and I don't like the majority of their other games outside of I like their third party and I like their games that aren't like seasonal, like the Star Wars and the independent works that they be doing, the independent games that be publishing and whatnot. So, but I think it's dope.
Yeah, but, it's definitely dope.
So September 22nd is the pre-order date. Which obviously something we've been waiting for. That's actually similar to what was done with the Xbox One X. We couldn't pre-order that until September as well. But so like, have you guys made up your mind on like which one you're getting, if you're getting it, and if so, which one?
I'm still going
Series X, baby.
Yeah. Series X, they want.
Yeah. I might get a Series
options.
S. I might get a Series. I don't know, because to me, like the issue for me is still like there's not really any like compelling games that I see at least like launch window that we know of from the Xbox to me that I'm that interested in. So if I get
medium,
medium.
Yeah, I'm just fine.
Well, the one thing is that I'll tell you, it's the launch lineup actually doesn't look too bad. Sure.
if you include all those third party games.
Yeah, hey, it is what it is. I mean, we lost Halo Infinite, but you know, Destiny 2 Beyond Light is now a launch title. Ubisoft
Game Pass,
pushed,
right? All the expansions on Game Pass. Right?
Ubisoft,
you don't have to pay for the expansions of the game.
Ubisoft pushed up the launch date of Assassin's Creed Valhalla to match the Series X, Series S release. So now instead of coming out November 17th, it's coming out November 10th. And the other big thing about Ubisoft, they confirmed Assassin's Creed Valhalla 4K 60. 4K 60. 60 frames on the console for Assassin's Creed game.
And that's what the fuck we were saying earlier this year when they came out and said, well, it's gonna be a minimum of 4K 30, right? We all
they said when they said minimum, right? I was like, okay, it better.
no, but we all jumped out the window. We was like, what the fuck? This is a current generation game. These next generation consoles should be able to do that game, because that game doesn't, as far as like graphically, when it comes to like the models and stuff like that, that game doesn't really look like too amazing. You know what I mean? As far as that,
it's gonna be looking clean at 60 frames per second. I tell you that. Ooh,
I'll get it for $20.
The combat looks better than a lot of games I've seen you play, bro.
No, it doesn't.
Let's go.
No, it don't.
Come on, man.
No,
You
it
also
don't.
got
Yakuza's
Yakuza's
combos, how he was cutting off heads. That shit looked crazy.
Yeah, Dirt 5. Okay, so the only game
That did look crazy, man.
the only game that I'm kind of pissed off. Well, I'm not really pissed off, but I'm kind of like, what the fuck, Sega? Is fucking the Series X getting the next gen version of Yakuza 7 before the PS5 gets it. You know what I mean?
Okay. Nobody cares about that.
I care about that. I love Yakuza.
No, what I'm saying is the
it's still
graphics of
coming
it. Like they don't look at it. All right.
Yeah, but still, it's still an upgrade. For Yakuza still coming on the PS4, right? Like in the West on the same day.
It's gonna sell
You know
more
what I
on the
mean?
PS4.
So I could still. So I'm not worried about that. I'm talking about the next gen version. So I can still play Yakuza 7 like day one on the PS5, right, with the backwards compatibility. But they're not.
Oh, it's going to be backwards compatible.
Version.
Is it?
What?
Yakuza.
What? It's on PS4.
But is it backwards compatible though?
It's going to be backwards compatible with the PS5. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, they pretty much said all their games are going to be.
Nah.
Yeah,
they ain't say all.
They ain't say. I'm just saying. Do you
they said the vast majority. They said the vast majority, right? And
that's the goal.
Or a couple months ago, or no, was it a month ago, whatever. They say that you could put in any PS4 disc on the PS5, and it'll run without it being tested because they're still testing the backwards compatibility.
All right, yeah, that makes sense.
So what might happen was a game might be all fucked up because the PS5 is running that shit fast as shit. So you put Yakuza 7 in that motherfucker be pop locking and dropping and shit like that on the PS5.
Yeah, they don't want that to happen, so they're gonna wait. Yeah, that makes sense.
They gotta test it, yeah. They gotta test it.
So can I ask a question?
Yep, go ahead.
Are any of you guys actually really impressed by any of the games graphics that you've seen on the next gen consoles?
Graphics?
Yes, Ratchet and Clank.
The only thing I've been super impressed by was they're both don't really count, but it was Hellblade 2 and then an Unreal Engine demo.
The game I was impressed with was Project Athia. Even though we've seen the teaser of that, Project Athia looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
In terms of what they're trying to do, and I've seen the engine. There was like an engine thing, like an engine teaser that they had recently, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
What else was another game that I was seeing that was really
gameplay wise though? I ain't seen a goddamn thing.
I know there was another game.
Nothing looked impressive to me.
Ratchet,
that's what I'm saying.
Well, Ratchet looks better,
yeah, but that's. I mean, it looked good anyway. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
your Ratchet and Clank looks good, but I didn't find myself.
Horizon looked really good as well.
Well, does that really?
We
count?
didn't see any game. I'm talking gameplay.
I think that Horizon is in game, but I'm not gonna.
It was an in-engine thing. Ghostwire Tokyo looked pretty interesting as well, in my opinion as well. Yeah. Like with the some of the ray trace reflections they were doing. GT7 looked good as well.
The only other game
I'm not impressed with it.
The only other game that I say that looks next gen when it comes to like visuals, right? But we haven't seen this game running on any of the consoles. It was on PC. Is Bright Memory Infinite. I think that game.
Right. No, that was on. Actually, hold on. That was actually on the Series X. The developer came out and said that.
No, not the gameplay. It was on the PC.
Yeah, the gameplay. He said the demo came from the Series X. That's what he exactly. It's a tweet he put out.
Because the game itself, there's a one-chapter demo available on the PC, and it doesn't look like what we saw. It looks. A
lot of the next-gen games are teasers right now. None of them have
that shit didn't impress me either, though.
Even the game like what was it, Pragmata? Like Pragmata has some pretty impressive visuals inside that game, even though it was just an in-engine trailer that we've seen. Like the concept of what they're trying to do is interesting to me. So. Those are some of the games that look really good in my opinion.
After Anthem, I don't trust any game until I see it being played.
I understand. Yeah.
You should.
Going back to consoles, for me personally, is the frames. That's the only reason I went to PC because, playing, for example, Destiny or The Division on PC was a totally different experience from playing on the consoles.
Of course,
now that the Series X is going to be able to match the frames, that's what's going to bring me back. But in terms of the graphics, I've not seen one game that I thought, oh my god, yes, this looks amazing.
I've said this on previous episodes of Planet Xbox. A lot of the early games that we see are going to be nothing compared to the games that we see 2-3 years from now that truly utilize the hardware.
Shit, get
especially when
that
they
super
start
chat.
to cut off
Yeah, let
support.
me read the super chat from BG. BG says
Oh,
Assassin's
Lord.
Creed. He says Assassin's Creed combat is for dudes who comb their hair with a lawnmower. I think
That shit is
BG.
trash,
This
boy.
Nah, he's salty because I'm about to win that Assassin's Creed Valhalla versus Ghost.
No, you're not.
bet.
Yeah, you
Where's
Yes,
the
you
Metascore?
are.
Where's the
Nah.
Metacritic score for Ghost at right now?
It's 83. Is that 83?
Okay, Assassin's Creed
That
gonna
shit
score
gonna be a
84.
79.
I'm ready to make a side bet on that, man. We get some of that money. That's easy money.
Man, that
You
Valhalla
got it,
is gonna-
Smooth.
I'm not saying it's gonna be bad, but I don't think it's gonna be better than Ghost.
Well, at 60 frames per second, might give it a push.
Mm-hmm.
Might get
because
some
you know
brownie
these
points.
journalists- No,
What?
because you know these journalists don't give a fuck about frames and performance.
Bruh.
They don't factor that into reviews, which is what sometimes I hate that because the game will come out fucking broken, frames all over the place, and that shit will get a 9.5 out of 10.
Yep.
One of the
Yeah,
interesting
hopefully they do a good job. You're right.
one of the interesting things, coming out of like all the news and stuff, like, is that freaking the Series S, they show some games running on, and that Gears 5 was holding a solid 120 frames per second on the cheaper console. On the
Wow.
on the
On the
budget
S?
box, on the
Yep,
S,
what?
the Series S. That's where they first
Oh,
demoed the 120
shit.
frames per second.
Yeah,
right,
I
okay.
hate to interrupt real quick, but the Celtics and Toronto are in double OT.
Yeah, they're supposed to be
my
going to.
Really?
Yeah, they
I
are.
forgot that game was on. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Good.
Speaking of double OT, we talking about the double frame rates. Go ahead, Smooth.
Yeah, 120 frames per second. They showed in the trailer that I had playing. Let me bring it back up on the breakdown on the inside of the Series S video. It is they had it running at 120 frames per second, like, and they had the frame rate counter, and it was just holding. And for the Series S, they didn't even show. We haven't even seen it. We saw pretty much it running at like 4K Ultra setting 60 on the Series X when Digital Foundry, got to see it and whatnot. But this was the first time us seeing it at 120 frames per second, and they're doing it. They were demoing it from the Series S. I thought that was super impressive. I thought, honestly, when the talk of the Series S came, right, I thought, all right, it's gonna be a 1080p or a 1440p 60 console. I didn't think they were gonna bother trying to target 120 frames per second. And so the fact that it's gonna be able to get the same features as the Series X, it makes it very attractive. Even for me, it makes it an attractive console, like a very serviceable console.
It's a good Game Pass console. Absolutely.
It speaks
I'm not
to
saying that as a negative neither. It's a
it
good Game
speaks
Pass
to how
console.
well that their partnership with AMD has been as well. Because to drop the CU count to 20 and to get 1440p 120 at a game like Gears 5 consistently without it dropping too much, and even if it dips, you're not going to notice it because it's over 100 frames per second. Like that's very impressive for a lot of people. And we mentioned it earlier, like, it's going to have technology inside of it that can upscale to 4K. So even if it's not running at native 4K, it can still look really, really good on your 4K TV set if you're playing on one. So it's a very appealing system for a lot of people. The only thing I don't get is that there's a lot of misconceptions and misinformation about the system that people are saying about the specs. And it's just alarming because these people are really showing how fucking stupid they are and how much they don't know about technology, because they're saying, oh, Series S looks cool, but it's only 4 teraflops and 1X is 6.
That
But
doesn't matter.
you have to understand that teraflops is not the only number you can go off of, right? Because it's not a tangible number. If you look at the Radeon 7, the Radeon 7 is a 16 teraflop GPU, and it doesn't outperform a 2080 at all. And
Not
the
to
20
mention,
Doughboy. Hold on,
NVIDIA's teraflops registered different than AMD.
Yeah, it's different.
Right,
That's not the only
different
number.
brands,
Let me say this as well. We're comparing a 7 nanometer GPU versus a 16 nanometer GPU. Like, there's so much more
hell is
transistors
that?
you can fit inside of there. That's just the node size of the actual die. So
okay.
each like CPU and GPU has like a process size, and how many, based on that, you can fit like a shit ton of transistors inside that as well, right? And comparing 16 nanometers, 7 nanometers, a big difference in terms of efficiency with it as well. So when people are going, oh, teraflops, like that's not the only number you can go off. You have to look at memory bandwidth, what clock speeds these GPUs are running at, everything like
Yeah.
that. Like
Especially,
it's not just one number.
Especially now, right? Because the GPUs and the CPUs that both these consoles have are like the next gen AMD. Like RDNA 2 from what I know is not even out yet, right? As far as like
it's not out. They're announcing that.
So these are the
next October.
These are the next generation AMD cards. So 4 teraflops with the RDNA 2 or whatever is going to be better than the 6 teraflops that's in the Xbox One X.
Yeah, that's GTN. That's a 4-year, 5-year-old architecture.
Which also brings up a good point. You know, AMD is unveiling their new GPUs in October. I'm curious to see what they're all about, to be honest.
I want to know what's going on with
and I'm telling people, a lot of people, if you're good with your system right now, don't upgrade your system right away, because if those cards are competitive, guess what's NVIDIA going to do? They're just going to drop Super or TI cards right afterwards just to keep the performance ground. That's it.
Yeah. That 3070 Super is about to hit hard.
Assuming that they're competitive, and there's a lot of people that don't think they are, but people tend to forget what happened last year when they dropped that 5700 XT. NVIDIA was quick to drop that 2070 Super. And the 2080 Super as well.
So do y'all, Dope Boy and Bond, do y'all buy AMD cards, or y'all like?
I have an AMD CPU.
I'll buy AMD CPUs, but I'll never buy their GPUs again.
I remember you used to buy AMD cards back in the day.
Yep, nothing but problems.
Damn.
Yeah, but they're a lot better now from what I'm hearing.
And here's the thing: no matter how good AMD's cards are, the sad thing is that NVIDIA controls 80% of the market, so the drivers are going to be better for them regardless.
Yeah, and AMD has to take more time into maturing their drivers for their releases. They've been doing it really good on the CPU side. I remember Zen 1 was pretty bad, but Zen Plus and Zen 2 is really good. No issues with my CPU. My friend had a 5700 XT. Return exchange that shit for his 2080 because the driver support day one wasn't good. Like 5700 XT drivers are good now, but day one wasn't that great. The first couple of months was a struggle for a lot of people.
But people always say, well, how did AMD get ahead of Intel in CPUs? NVIDIA is not incompetent like Intel has been.
Intel just doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. They weren't working on anything innovative for the past like 5 years. They stayed on the same 14 nanometer plus process for since what fucking Skylake and
Shout out to Jay Barry. He says I have to stream Bug Snacks. That's not true because the PlayStation 5 is not coming out on November 6th. So
he got to stream it.
He has to buy me Miles Morales.
Oh, what happened? Y'all made a bet?
Yeah, his thing was the PS5 comes out November 6th, and the Xbox, I think Series X to come out November 13th.
Jay Barry with the L.
Hold up. This is bothering me. Y'all notice how ever since Smooth decided not to make bets with me, he been winning all these bets? Anybody else notice?
Practice makes perfect.
Maybe you were just bad luck. He's starting to win.
Yeah, I Smooth, I need the names of everybody you making bet. They're fucking up my money.
Did you guys see the new rumor that the 1 terabyte SSD expansion costs $220 from the Xbox?
Yeah, I saw it. It was on somebody's GameStop screen. I don't know if I believe it. I don't think it's that much.
You know what I think it is? I think it's Microsoft trying to gauge what people think about that price.
Oh, yeah, the proprietary SSD, right?
Yeah, the Seagate one that they have.
Technically, open it up and put in anything. Oh, no, that was NVM.
129, bro.
It's proprietary.
129.
Yeah, I think they'll be 129.
I'm taking a bet on that.
I think they'll be 128. I mean, because that's like I plan to get one, and if you're gonna get a Series S, you definitely gonna need one.
Yeah, it depends.
I don't know.
I mean, look at the original
gigabytes. That ain't shit.
Look at the original Xbox 360. They were selling the 100 gigabyte. I mean, the 20 gig hard drive for 100.
Extra
Dope
hard
Boy,
drive.
tell us about that technology though, bro. Like with the texture.
Oh, you talking about BC pack with the texture
DLSS?
compression that's not there? No, not DLSS. So like, remember how a while ago I was telling you guys about like the Kraken and the PS5 and the and BC pack inside Xbox Series X, and how those are gonna make install files a bit more smaller because they're much more efficient at compression textures and shaders on the install file because you're making your games around SSDs. I think that's what Xbox was sort of banking on with the Series S, and that's why they went with that number 512. Same thing with Sony with that 825 gigabyte number. Like everybody was like, "Why the hell are you doing this? 825 gigabytes isn't enough." But then Mark Cerny went out and said, "Hey, like, this is why we're doing this. Yeah. We have Kraken. We can decompress things and compress them at such a low rate that it's not even going to matter." So it depends. We have to actually see because we don't know what that equates into real numbers.
I think that's gonna happen 2 years into the PS5 life cycle. You know what I mean? Like I think right away we're probably gonna see games get bigger until they get more efficient with it. Then it'll probably get smaller, you know. But I don't know. Hopefully because 512 gigs, you're definitely gonna need. What I was gonna say is, the PlayStation 5 actually has the advantage here because you can use third party off the shelves SSD expansion storage. So you have more. Of a. I don't know why that's funny. You have more of a variety to pick and choose what SSD or whatever you want to use. So you can get cheap ones or whatever.
They still need to come out with that list of supported NVMe drives.
I don't know about.
They haven't came out with that yet.
I don't know about that one, bro.
You don't know about what?
I just don't see it being cheaper. I just don't see when the quality of.
Listen to me. Because Sony, Xbox has their own proprietary SSD expansions, right? So you can only buy those to expand your Xbox One storage. Sony is allowing you to pick, certain third party or off brand or whatever, right? You're not forced into buying Sony's own proprietary SSD. Like I can get one from, Westgate or Crosshair or whatever, right? And potentially get one for cheaper. You know what I mean?
So every brand is going to make that version of it, like with the certain specs. See, that's the problem I have with it. With this one is it's just going to go down regardless. Like I don't understand.
But the thing is these brands like those SSD are also going to work with the PC as well. So it's not that just.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
But you can't. When it comes to hard drives, though, you can't just switch a hard drive. If I'm not mistaken, or is it is it different with the SSD?
No, on the PlayStation, you can. You can put an SSD in the PS4.
No, what I'm saying
but the PS5
you can just plug it up to
they're gonna give you like a certified ones. They're gonna have a list.
They're gonna give you a certified list, so it's gonna be small at first, right? And then eventually over time, you know what I mean. It's going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger and stuff like that. So we're going to have more competitive options, more different.
It depends because Gen 4 SSDs to match the speeds that you have in the PS5 are pretty expensive. So those
pretty expensive,
those third-party ones are going to be more expensive than the one that Xbox is selling you.
That's what
we don't know. We don't know.
We do know. I can send you links to Gen 4 SSD
right now.
Right, that's how right now, but we don't know what the price of the Xbox Series or the Xbox.
It's a better technology.
The Xbox Series.
They're trying to gauge pricing right now.
The Series X expendable SSD is meant to be literally an exact match for what's inside.
It is
nothing less, nothing different. It's just it's supposed to really like the same SSD that's in the box. Here's a portable version for you to plug in and expand the storage. But
and they said the same thing about the 360 ones, and they had all kinds of versions of them, proprietary.
Oh yeah. They had versions of it, because more parties, more people were able to make them. So I'm pretty sure a year from now we'll be able to get Samsung versions and all these other Western.
That's what I'm saying. We got Westgate. What's that other one?
That's
Seagate.
Seagate. Yeah, Seagate. I don't know why.
You got a super chat, yo. But
Bless Red, he says proprietary storage is never cheap, both expensive.
Yeah.
I've purchased
but think about the 360. That's what I'm thinking. I mean,
and it wasn't cheap on the 360 either.
Yeah, but people made different versions of them. Just because somebody say proprietary,
it wasn't cheap at the beginning,
right?
Because come on, when you bought the hard drive, it was $100. You went to buy the hard drive at the end of the generation, it was dumb cheap.
Well, you didn't need that time.
That shit got real cheap.
They started coming out with models of 360 that came with a hard drive.
It's just because the thing is that you're running Gen 4 SSDs, which start anywhere from 189, and it goes up from there depending on how much space you're getting. So a 1 terabyte NVMe drive is average around $200, but it's not matching the speeds that's inside PS5. The ones that we have right now are not matching those speeds, so you can't pit those inside there. You have to buy ones that are a bit more faster to match that speed. The Xbox Series X, because it's not those like 5.5 and 7 gigabytes per second transfer rates, like it's cheaper to make a Seagate one or whoever's gonna make their third-party ones as well for Xbox Series X. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but hold on.
What is this guy
Ultimately, let me
talking
just
about?
say this. I don't know, but this is what I'm gonna say. There, you got a technology that's supposed to be faster, right? You really think that the one that's slower is going to cost more over time? Like,
that's what I'm
he's not
saying.
even making sense at this point. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Like, it doesn't make sense.
But
anyway.
So what else we got? What else happened? I feel like they were just like, Gears Tactics.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a launch for the Xbox
They
Series.
confirmed launch date.
So how are we gonna classify both of these consoles? We just call it the Xbox Series.
The S and the
Yeah,
X.
Or an S and X, yeah.
Makes sense. Series.
Sex.
The
Series.
sex
The
box.
Series X.
The sex box, man. You got a lot of sex.
The
out
Series S is actually I'm curious to see what it looks like in person because it looks very, very small. It's the smallest Xbox, and it
looks like the One S as far as size, don't you think? Or no, maybe a little bit bigger.
It might. No, I think it's shorter, and maybe a little bit thicker than a 1X, but it's shorter than a 1. From what I can tell now, it's definitely shorter than a 1X.
Yeah, it probably is. You don't need enough cooling in there because it's not going to be running hot at all.
It looked like a sad edition with a speaker on it.
It is.
There you go.
It looked like they just saved the cases and then carved the top of it and
cost
put
them,
like a
it
black
cost them
thing in
nothing
there.
to make it.
But it,
Right.
no, I mean, it is a sad edition, which makes sense that Microsoft decided to get rid of the 1X and the SAT edition because this is literally the replacement for those two consoles.
What do you guys think of the financing options?
Man, great.
Great for a lot of people. Honestly.
That's
not welfare.
What do you feel
Go
about
ahead,
grown men financing?
Yeah, if you're a
$300
grown ass man trying to finance $300, you got other things that need to be taken care of more in your life. I'm sorry, it's true.
I mean,
And they don't need kids going into GameStops trying to finance consoles either.
It's probably teenagers.
The thing is, so it's expanding to a lot more countries and it's expanding over to a lot more retailers. Like I said, it would Walmart, Target, Best Buy. Obviously, it's already on Amazon and whatnot.
GameStop too. It's part of GameStop.
And GameStop, like it's $25 for the Series S and Game Pass Ultimate, or $35 for the Series X and Game Pass Ultimate. I think that's. I ain't gonna lie, dude. Somebody's gonna walk into the store and walk out with a freaking Series X.
Right.
Like because people, you don't know how many people get hit with those. You know, oh, you want to sign up for our credit card or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Yep. And they end up buying something that they, you know,
right?
Back,
You know what I mean?
So towards the credit, yeah.
And so I don't see it as a problem. I know how, you know, BG and Black Bond has like this, like if you have to finance $500, something's wrong, or you shouldn't be buying it at all and stuff like that. But I don't look at it that way. I mean, I just look at it as like, you know,
be honest, Smooth. You don't. You don't look at it that way.
No, you got a lot of these dorks financing graphic cards and shit like that, and they won't tell you. They won't tell you.
Speak on it.
Speak on it. First of all,
how am I lying?
Speak on it.
When you wrote about financing graphics cards, that was leasing a graphics card.
Same shit. It's cool to lease a graphics card, but not to finance one.
Do you understand what the difference between leasing and financing is?
Wow. Okay. So now leasing's cool. You're paying monthly for both of them.
So what happens when your lease is up on a car, Smooth?
Well, you paid all that money for nothing because you don't own it.
No, they give you a new car. Are they going to give you a new Xbox after you lease the 300?
Yeah.
You own it. You can either upgrade it or you keep it. That's it. It is what it is. They don't take it back from you.
Keep it.
So when
you can get a new one.
So when your second lease ends up on the Series X, then what happens? They going to give you a Series Z? a Series Y.
They keep doing it for as long.
You get to keep it.
If you opt to pay for it for over 2 years, I mean, however, if they keep releasing new consoles, leasing at the end of the day, sure. Leasing
is not the same as financing,
it's almost.
You're gonna upgrade to
again,
the Series
almost
L.
is not the same.
Okay.
But you guys seen the financing? You seen how these people on Twitter were trying to troll, talking about here's the interest that's gonna be compounded and this shit. Like, what the fuck are you?
There's
guys
no
talking about?
interest.
Makes
There's
no
no
sense.
there's no
It's
interest.
information, man.
I wonder if people are gonna be like, yo, I got $100 down payment, bring it from $25 down to like $18 a month. Or
There's
something.
no interest. You don't even overpay for it because you got to think about it. It's the console and it's Game Pass Ultimate for 2 years.
You actually end up saving money at the end of it because they give you Ultimate for 2 years.
Yeah, calling them Renaissance gamers.
Hey, at the end of the day,
man, you get your credit good.
You got to think
know
about
what I
it.
mean?
If like, come on, it's better than layaway, and it's better than selling all your shit to GameStop and still needing money to pay off the rest of it.
Listen, bro.
Fact.
Actually, now that I think about it, I'm probably gonna get a free Series X this holiday
Oh man.
because I'm a finance
man.
and I'm a run
Taking a chick out to dinner is $100. If you can't save, you fucking can't save up $300 for a console. You might not need to be owning one.
Not if you go to McDonald's.
Taking a chick out on a date every week.
But
But hold on, but you going to restaurants where dudes talk about most wanted crackers and stuff like that.
Most wanted that was pretty wild. I can't lie. I had to take a picture of that. Most wanted
There's more
cracker.
people.
What's wrong with
But
There's more
my-
people
my
for
also
us to
thing
kill
is-
on Halo, bro.
My
You know
also
what I mean?
thing is another reason why the financing doesn't make any sense for Xbox anyway is because all their games work on the current older Xboxes. So if you that broke,
Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to
save
They're
your
not
money.
selling them though. Like,
Oh
they're
yeah,
not really selling.
hold on. One thing I wanted. Oh, go ahead, Bites. My bad. Go ahead,
I'm
Bites.
saying to Black Bond because your logic it doesn't make sense to me. You're saying that someone must be broke to want to finance a console.
Yes.
Why?
Why else would you finance a console?
Why not?
You're not making an argument here. Why would you finance a console? Because you don't have the money up front.
I've got a very good salary, and I've been speaking to people, and the idea was to buy the Series S, potentially finance the Series X, which means I don't have to pay my Xbox Game Pass Ultimate I'm currently paying for, and then it's just like a sweet bundle to me.
That's what I was looking at.
I can very much afford.
So just buy it.
But why?
Why not?
Your argument is that you must be broke if you need to.
Yes. If you ain't buying it up front, you broke.
I mean, question
I
though,
think
if you're
Bond
broke,
is just
hold
being-
on, Bond. You got to think about it because this is like, if you're broke, so that means you don't have credit. So,
Yeah, that too.
so, but how would you get approved? How would you get approved
No,
to get
they're
it?
They're not running credit for the financing.
Yes, they are.
I
I thought they was running credit.
They said they weren't.
Very good job and a very good salary.
Okay, if you have a very good job, very good salary, just buy it.
First, when I saw the All Access that was coming to the UK and stuff, my first thought was, I can get multiple consoles for the kids, blah, 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 whatever. And it wasn't nothing to do with I can't afford it.
Okay, so here's the question.
But that's
Then here's the question, though. Here's the question. Why
I think they do a
wouldn't,
credit check though,
why
Bond. I
wouldn't
think they
you
do a
just
credit
buy it then?
Say again?
Why wouldn't you just buy it outright then?
Because why? I don't need to.
Exactly, because you don't got that money.
Is that what you believe?
Yes.
He said, "I don't believe."
Get on one night.
Straight up.
Bond just being an
That's like
asshole,
saying,
bro.
why would you not make a down payment on your car? Because you can't.
Okay, if that's what you believe, that's fine. That's what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying.
it does check your credit. It says with approval
Because
of
that's what I'm
citizens
saying.
one line of credit
Why?
at
Oh, so you gotta
0%
get
APR.
approved.
So
Yeah,
now,
Yeah, you
gotta
have
be
to get credit
approved. You
approved.
can't just
so
Yeah.
now we're gonna have bigger issues now.
Because a lot of people don't got the credit for it. I'm telling you.
Not only that, but yo, I hate to even say this.
go ahead.
But
Say it, man.
you want to have these hood boogers that live off of GameStop like
No, they
the
buying it
bank.
straight up. Stop that, Bond. They buy.
They gonna finance it and they ain't gonna pay for it. And then what's
Bro,
Xbox
a
gonna
lot
do?
of these dudes they making more money than.
But I'm
the
saying,
average
what's
worker.
Microsoft
Yeah,
gonna
but they
do?
might not
Roll
have
up to
good
the
credit,
house?
though.
What's Microsoft
No,
gonna do?
because I'm
Roll
gonna
up
do it. It's financing. All they're
No,
gonna
they
do is
gonna
drop
buy it
the
straight
credit
up.
score. That's
They the
it.
ones buying it straight up
It gets
every
sent to
week.
collections. That's it.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
gets sent to collection and it goes against your credit.
Yeah.
I'm
You
kind
think these boogers care about that?
No, they don't. They don't. Nah, people don't care about that. But the thing is I'm kind of with Bond. It's like to me, it's like when I finance something, it's usually something like really big, like
Thank
a car,
you. A car,
or
a house.
If it's something like a $300
$300? What?
I don't.
But you're
I don't,
talking
I
about
don't
a
see the
video
point.
game, though. So who would you target to finance a video game?
Broke niggas.
Come on, bro.
Straight up.
If I was like 18, 19, like I used to buy consoles back then, I had to save up for them. If I could just finance it and get good credit at the same time, like what are you talking about?
When did that
Like,
64 come out in 96?
Yeah.
yeah,
96.
I was
I
born
saved
in
up for it.
85, so I bought that when I was 11. I bought every console for myself since age 11. I don't want to hear
Right.
this bullshit.
But
That
Bond,
these kids are getting scrounged up $300.
okay. Did you ever have a credit card?
No. Don't need, why would I need
Oh,
one?
okay.
You don't need a credit card for $300.
I just asked a question.
I never had a credit card.
My score is 760.
Nobody.
My score is 761 though.
But my car's on the loan right now.
But you paid a mortgage.
Yeah.
You car insurance,
I pay car loan.
payments. Like it's the same thing, dog.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah, but at the same time, I didn't have 15 grand for my
Yeah,
car.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
My car, if I buy a
15
car,
grand.
it's 10 grand. There's no way. I mean, if I could, if I really wanted to, but who wants to spend 10 grand all at once? You never know what could happen.
I'm
So
not
who
saying
wants
a
to spend
grown man-
$500 all at once?
look,
People that want to buy a console.
I'm looking at more of the teenagers that's working and stuff like that. I don't know.
Man, you don't care about
Hold on. Bites the Chicken is talking to.
I'm saying he's
Yeah, you low, bro.
saying you can finance a car, but you can't finance a console.
Didn't he just explain to you the difference in price cost is exponential between the two?
It does not matter. It's the same as your phone. I can buy a new iPhone if I want to, but it doesn't mean I'm going to.
Here's the difference between financing a phone and financing a game console.
Just think that the
one, a phone is a necessity. 2, again, you can lease phones to upgrade your phones. 3, guess what happens if you don't pay on that phone? They cut off the service. What happens if you don't pay on that Xbox? They gonna come to your house and take it?
They cut off Game Pass.
Oh wow!
They cut off Game Pass.
They cut off Game Pass, but you can still buy and play games.
My thing is that the fact that you said if you have to finance it, that means you're broke.
Yes,
That is not true.
financing a $300 console, that means you broke.
We got super chats.
I didn't say why.
Hey, Bites the Chicken, you kind of low. I don't know if it's me, but
In
if you
fact,
kinda low.
Yeah, you're a little bit low, bro.
I'm about to tweet that right now and put up a poll and see how many broke niggas we got on Twitter.
Get the super chat.
All right, let me get the super chats. All right, so
Bond is fucking. with people, man.
Masturbator says, "Here's the problem. Here's the problem. What games am I supposed to be excited for so I can run out and bug or buy an X or even an S? I got a 1080 Ti. I can play everything Xbox has. Good for you."
Well, play on your PC then.
Wait.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
What the hell?
Yo, the Series X is stronger than the
You ain't nice in no games though, bro. Like, you always talking.
Hold on.
He spent how much?
To me-
$800, $900 for 1080 Ti to have a console that's $400 or stronger than that
Nah,
shit.
to me,
Why are you even worried about a console?
If I was him, just upgrade to a 3070 or maybe a 3060.
Yeah,
He's
he got a 1080 Ti. He can upgrade to a Series X.
Yeah.
All right. Bounty.
The Series X is more powerful.
He's the kind of guy that already has a system, and all you gotta do is upgrade your video card at 3070. Shit all over consoles.
Yeah, or he tries to get a 3080 and bottlenecks it with his trash ass i7
If you have a
6700K.
PC, all you really gotta do, or if you have a decent CPU, all you gotta do is upgrade your graphics card and get an SSD if you don't already have one.
Still got a
SSD, baby. Don't forget that SSD though.
Bounty.
Yeah,
It's
you lose
actually,
that if you don't get it.
I got 2 SSDs in my PC. It ain't do shit.
Dude, you don't even know how to turn a PC on.
Shut up. Bounty Boom for $2 says you save $140 if you do it. He's talking about the whole program, the
program?
all access, yeah. And then DJ Birdo Doll says, why do people finance their phones into their bills? It's convenient. Saying someone is broke is silly. Plus, the Game Pass
it's
is
not
included
silly.
into that.
I work in finance. That shit is not silly. Niggas broke.
Oh, we got another super chat.
Masturbator says for $2, the Series X can't max out no games either. Bum. Gears 5, 120 frames per second. Next.
He said can't max out games,
baby.
Your 1080 Ti can't max out 4K at 120, so stop it.
No, I can't.
Hey, Masturbator.
Get out of here.
Oh God, I don't even know I had to say that.
Hold on, I gotta go ahead.
You good at games? You play games, man? Like,
I got a question for y'all, right? Because this whole Series S being $299 this holiday, I see a lot of people is like, oh, this be stuff for like the casuals and stuff like that. Yeah. But one thing I want to bring up is at that price point this holiday, right? Which is a good price point, right? I'm not knocking it, but you also got to remember it's not just the PS5 that they're going to be competing with as far as the Series S. You still got the Switch. Which
is the same price.
Well, I know.
Gonna have to lower that price,
right? But
less powerful.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. People buying Switch. Switch is less powerful as soon as this drop. But they just announced a new Zelda for this holiday, right?
The Dynasty Warriors version.
About the prequel. Yeah. The prequel.
But listen, hold on, let me finish.
Yeah.
But then you also, right? Since there's no really next gen big first party exclusive that's launching with the Series X, you also got the One S, right? That's either going to be cheaper and you can get Game Pass and still have Assassin's Creed, Cyberpunk, Call of Duty, and all those games.
You play all the games you can play on the Switch. There you go.
No, I'm talking about the One S. Do you think if people are looking into an Xbox, right, and people are talking about it's going to be the casuals and the parents, right? The parents and the casuals, they don't really care about. They don't know what a frame rate is. They don't care about frame rates or resolutions or whatever. So if they see the series,
I gave them downstairs.
Cole, you talking?
My bad.
So far, we have 20 votes.
If you see the Series S, right, $299. And then you see the Xbox One S say at $149 or $199 this holiday, and you can get Game Pass for either one and still get pretty much the same games and the big third-party games that are coming this holiday. Do you still think those parents will still choose the Series S over the One S for the price point?
It depends on how it's marketed to them.
Yeah. Here's two things that need to be done. One, the poll's already up. 20 votes, 85% broke. Two. They should not. How do I explain this? No Gamers Left Behind should not exist. And here's why. If your strategy is to push the $300 Series S as the economical option, correct? Yeah. But then you're saying that there's no gamer left behind. Why are the people going to go for the economical $300 system when they can still play all the same games on their old system?
Yeah, but what about the new?
Your games are gonna run better.
Right, they're not selling it no more, bro.
That's the argument.
But people that are in that economical bracket really don't care about how games run. They're just getting the Game Pass, like that's been stated.
No, actually, you're right. You're right. Here's what I've been saying. Here's what sells consoles: screenshots and visuals. It's gonna look better on the new system. There you go.
They need the whole no gamers left behind needs to go.
All Phil Spencer has to do is be like, yo, here's your Xbox One. Here's the Series S. Side-by-side comparison of the game on two TVs. That's it. He'll probably have two Samsung TVs because he got Samsung's dick shoved up way far up his ass with that whole Game Pass and Samsung deal. So, yeah. Two 4K Samsung TVs side-by-side. Here's your Xbox One. Here's your Series S. Here's how we're going to market it.
They need to get rid of the no gamers left behind, because for parents looking for the cheap option, their response is going to be, "You can still play all the games. They're not leaving you behind. So why do I got to spend money?
Yeah, my game's going to look better."
You know what mommy's going to tell Jimmy and Timmy? Oh well, you can play worse. You can still play the same games. They don't need to look better. They're still the same games.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get rid of no gamer left behind.
That's going to be funny though.
It's going to be very interesting how this all plays.
That crossplay, seeing people play on Xbox One versus Xbox Series S and Series X gamers and load them into the maps 10 times faster because of the SSD.
Because I'll tell you,
I think they did that just to troll.
Every time at work, right? I'll have like some of the older women will talk about buying their kids game consoles. So the one woman's like, "Well, my son has he has an Xbox, so I wanted to get him a PS4. Oh, he's got a PS4, but now he wants to get an Xbox." And I'll be like, why don't you just wait till the new ones come out? Like, I'm not waiting till the new ones come out. The old ones are gonna still play the same games anyway. And I'm like, that's how it looks.
Hey, well, let them be on that, but I can't wait. I am happy. As of September 22nd, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, PlayStation VR, Xbox One X, they're all going to GameStop.
You're not gonna leave them for your kids?
Dude, the Series S is like, I was about to buy my son a Series.
You're gonna buy a
Didn't
Series S?
sell them yet?
Huh?
Why didn't you sell them already?
Because the pre-orders weren't ready.
It does smooth. Okay, let me explain something to you. You just saw what happened to all those PC jabronis that didn't sell their 20 series cards. And you literally just made the same exact mistake.
2080 Ti owners.
So you literally shaved off a lot of value from your consoles.
And then you got this guy in the chat with this 2080 Ti talking about Xbox Series X can't max out games. Your shit's running at 50 FPS maxed out on 4K. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, you think the new consoles are going to do better than the 2080 Ti?
No, I'm talking about the 1080 Ti.
Oh, I thought you said 2080 Ti.
Yeah, this kid with the 1080 Ti in here trying to talk shit about Series X. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, but it's been a big week for Xbox. You know what I mean? We all was anticipating big news from PlayStation according to some insiders.
Nah, fuck them insiders.
we didn't quite get that, but Xbox, got on top of this leak. They revealed the Series S. They gave us a price and a release dates. The pre-orders are opening in 2 weeks. Can't wait. I'm so pumped for next gen. The game updates, they were going in crazy on Twitter between Gears Tactics, Gears 5, Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, the Dirt 5. Every game's getting updated release dates or dates pushed up, or confirmations of performance metrics. You even got some devs trying to damage control the situation. It's awesome. It's just a bunch of great news on the Xbox side. Let's hope for PlayStation to bless us with some similar news. Hopefully, I mean, you think we get something this week, or you got Thursday, we got Friday, or do we wait next week?
I'd say by the end of, I'm giving them by the end of Friday next week that we should hear something.
When do the Xbox pre-orders go up?
Mm-hmm. They go up September 22nd.
22nd?
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
so
a Tuesday.
They'll probably, you know what they're gonna do? They'll probably announce this shit a week before, because then all them people that say that they're money for Xbox is like, oh shit, time to get a PlayStation.
Yeah.
Oh,
The only information that I want, I mean, obviously release date and the price, right? That's like one of the most important things. But I also want them to follow up with what game, because we know we're getting Spider-Man at launch. We know we're getting Ratchet and Clank launch windows. Like what other games do they also have planned at the beginning of the year? Like when is Returnal, when is Gran Turismo, or Demon's?
You're about to see. Don't worry. Look, right? They're going to announce big shit right before those Microsoft pre-orders go live. Because here's what's going to happen: if they don't
announce something bigger than Spider-Man,
then people are going to.
Nah.
Yeah, you need to ban Jotaro Kujo.
What are my mods doing?
What do you say? Hold on.
I want to smash Bond's cheeks.
Oh man!
Oh, Bonnie's attracted to you.
If Sony waits too long, then people are just going to pre-order the other system.
Hey.
You think so?
Yeah.
I know. I heard, who needs an Xbox? DJ Berto Dose says, then I guess if you own a credit card, you're broke too, because I guarantee you most folks going to use a credit card to get the console. Same difference.
You use a credit card, but then don't finance the console. Use your credit card.
If most people do it.
Yeah,
most
people get a
people
credit card and just pay it off there and just pay your credit card off.
Exactly. You don't
Hold up, man. What do y'all think about dudes that pay for a subscription just to get good percentages off games, like the Best Buy thing? Like, because that's kind of like, me personally, I don't see no good in that.
I've never done it.
To me, it's that always seems strange to me, because to me it's like, say I'm paying $10 a month for a subscription, right, to get discount on games, And then
Right.
the game that I get discounted, right? So I buy one game that month, and instead of $60, it's $50. But I also still pay $10. So to me, it's like I still paid $60.
Yeah,
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
that makes
Like,
sense. Yeah.
I guess it depends on how many games you buy in 1 month and from that place. Then it
Yeah,
This is
it-
why
it
Game Pass
depends.
is. This is why Game Pass is the shit because I ain't gonna worry about
Right,
that
I
shit.
don't-
I play.
Oh, yeah?
I just
you playing
play a bunch
Cyberpunk
of.
day one? On Game
Smooth.
Pass?
What you can do is when you buy me my Xbox, you can finance that shit.
Hey, Smooth. That would be a cheaper option for you.
Hey,
as a
like,
matter of fact,
yeah.
Smooth, you can test it out.
No, Smooth.
You can test out and review the
Don't
whole
subscribe
financing
to
stuff for the
Bond.
Xbox.
Fuck that. Be on a payment
Don't
plan.
finance that shit, man.
No,
Fuck that.
I don't think I need. I don't think I'm gonna finance it. I'm gonna just like the Series S is cheap enough, and the Series X. I mean, like I said, I got a whole bunch of consoles I'm not gonna be using after. Like the PlayStations, I can get rid of them shits today if I wanted to. I mean, but we'll see. You
No,
know what I mean?
disrespect
Like
to PlayStation.
I'm not trying to disrespect, but here's the thing: the only reason why I've been waiting for PlayStation to hurry up and talk and announce their prices and pre-orders because I expected Xbox to go after them. So I was waiting for PlayStation to wait for Xbox, but now I don't need it. I'm good. I'm not to say I'm not getting PlayStation, but at this point I don't care. I already got my answers. Like
You know what else people don't need? They don't need their 1080 Ti's and their 2080 Ti's anymore. They need to dump
Oh,
shit in the
man.
garbage can.
Yeah, man, you still going at that,
Yeah.
man?
I'm going to all these PC guys, man. These dudes are fucking annoying. Like, you can't run games like this. You can't run games like that. Shut the hell up. Doing your old ass shit. Like, you
Oh,
need to throw your
speaking
whole
of that,
system out.
speaking of that, there was I don't know if it was I don't know what type of, there was a statistic that came out.
Yeah.
It was a Steam survey that said, I think it was only 2.5% of PC gamers actually game on 4K.
it's
before
very
you
minimal.
guys-
It's very
It's
minimal.
a minority of people that actually game at that resolution on PC because they can't afford to buy a 3090 or a 2080 Ti day one. The market for these graphics cards are around like
Mhm.
the 3060s and 3070s. Like that's it. That's where the majority of people
or
game
the
at.
AMDs, right? Because the AMDs they have cards for like $200.
Yeah, like
and shit like that.
RX 580s. Like if you go on the survey and you see the majority of the graphics cards that's being used is like 1060s, 580s and shit. 1070s are there, but I don't think 1070s are above like 15% of the GPU market share of what people actually own.
But you also got to
Like, these
understand
people
how many.
are frauds.
You also got to understand how many PC gamers are out there. What was Steam
Yeah.
like 175 million? Like what 3-4 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
So what's 2% of 175 million? Let's just out of curiosity.
Yeah, dude, pull up the calculator real quick.
I'm working on it. That'd be like 4 million people, and that's probably more than Xbox Series X is sold.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
yeah,
wait,
that
wait,
sounds
wait.
about
Wait,
about right.
You just have the series. You think? You mean the Series X, the One X?
No, I'm saying if
Oh.
there's 4 million gamers that are with the Steam survey,
Mhm.
it's obviously more than 4 million because I've never done a Steam survey.
Mm.
But if the Steam survey is showing only 4 million PC gamers game at 4K, that's still more than any of the consoles out right now.
And that's actually pretty
Well,
good
so hold on.
because if they're
Steam is
selling
getting-
cards for 500 and up, 500, 1,000,
Yeah.
800 and stuff like that. 4 billion people buying those cards. I'm pretty sure
And
Nvidia
now-
is happy with that.
And now every card that comes out is 4K.
It's practically 4K, yeah. So a lot of people gotta do some major fucking upgrades.
So just anybody that upgrades a card right now is instantly 4K.
But you never
Yeah.
know. You never know. These people are dumbasses. I've seen people fucking buying 2080 Ti's gaming at 1080p and they're not even competitive gamers. It's like, what's the point?
I was about to
That
say
makes no sense in my mind. Like, why are you gaming at 1080p with a 2080 Ti? That's overkill. That makes no sense.
I didn't think the 20 series cards were worth it at all, period. Because you knew they were first generation RTX and they weren't strong enough or well enough to even run the the hell's that shit called? What's the RTX bullshit called? Ray tracing.
The ray tracing, yeah.
Yeah, ray tracing.
Beta test. I got my beta test card right here. My 2070 Super.
Yeah,
That shit's relevant now.
That's why I stuck with my 10 series. I
Oh,
was like,
yo,
I'll
did
upgrade
y'all
later.
see that picture I posted on the Planet Xbox chat? It's about the whole the 8K DLSS compared to how 4K native 4K looks.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That shit looks fucking
The,
clean
the,
as shit.
Nvidia is really crushing the game right now.
That DLSS, man. There's a rumor that
They are.
Nintendo is trying to get DLSS in their new Switch to get 4K.
I hope so, man. I hope so,
Yeah.
honestly. I'm really, like, to be honest with you, like, I'm ready just to sell off my shit. But honestly, I don't want to sell off the Switch because this is one of
Yes,
the,
you
like,
do.
nah,
That
this is
Yeah,
the,
you can
like,
get a lot of money for it right
He
now.
got the
No, no,
first
but
generation one. That's why.
yeah, I got the first generation.
Oh,
one that's
okay.
half
I
the-
got.
And what
I
you
got
playing
the-
on there right
got the
now? What you
refresh.
playing?
not
what you
a
playing on the
damn
Switch?
thing.
Not yet. Mine's still in the
I've only
box.
played one game this whole year on the Switch, and it was Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah, my Switch is still in the box.
The hell to the nah. To the nah.
Yeah, and then they
Yo,
did this whole
shit
bullshit
collecting
3D
dust.
Mario freaking.
I'm waiting for Apex Legends to get on there. Maybe I'll play it on there.
Nah, you would have.
I play Mario Kart with the homies from time to time.
Ew.
Some Breath of the Wild from here to there.
Yeah, I'm good on
Nah.
that. I thought about it, but I was like, nah.
That's it. That's the only game. Like once the new Switch comes out and the Breath of the Wild 2 launches with the new Switch, I'm just gonna get that.
All right, we're gonna get ready to get out of here. Is there any other thing that we might have missed? I do think there's something to the November 10th date. I think with Bungie, Destiny, Xbox. I think there's a reunification taking place.
They already did it though with the whole expansions coming to Game Pass and all. That's
Chris,
to me that's like the reunion deal.
So, yeah,
Like,
the relationship is definitely good between Microsoft and Bungie. Will they acquire them?
I
don't
think
it'll happen, but-
acquisition is taking place, bro.
Nah, I don't think it will happen. I think
No.
Bungie has more than enough money right now to
Smooth
remain.
Yeah,
dreaming.
who says that everybody they bought it was broke? I mean, I'm just saying. Like,
75% said y'all broke.
They like the freedom that they have right now being independent. Bungie does not want to be acquired. by anybody.
hey, I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure Obsidian and Exile said the same
This
thing
nigga
once.
Bond crazy.
yeah, but Obsidian and Exile didn't have as much capital as Bungie currently has right now.
Bruh, I'm just saying when it happens, when it goes down, you know what I mean? I just
Right.
just make sure you give me my verses.
I will give you a credit for sure.
You know what,
But
Smooth?
here's the thing, it's never gonna happen.
You know what,
so you're
Smooth?
never gonna get the credit.
You may be right, because Microsoft, they also bought EA, they also bought Sega. Remember when those people were saying they were gonna buy Sega? They also bought WB Games.
WB game.
Yeah, so hey. I'm just saying there were some hits and some misses, but I'm saying Bungie is a realistic.
There's more misses than hits.
Do not start that hype train of Bungie. It's
No, I'm
not-
just saying. I mean, it makes sense.
Smooth, but I wouldn't contemplate on it.
Bruh. November. Remember November.
Just because you put that out in the air, Smooth, that means it's not gonna
Hey, a
happen.
lot of stuff I put out in the air happened. Hey, I got that EA.
No, it don't.
I got that EA Play Games Pass thing right. You guys there?
What you saying? Hold on. What you saying the other week? Fuck EA.
Yeah, I
were
always
saying
say
that the
fuck
other
EA.
week.
Yes,
Fuck EA.
absolutely.
Aw, man.
Absolutely. I don't care. Yeah, that doesn't change the way I feel about it. It doesn't stop it from being a good value. I have my issues with EA revolves around certain games. And so like
Sucking.
I finally deleted Live off my damn hard drive yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
What you playing then? 2K21?
I'm not playing any basketball.
Garbage.
I'm not playing any basketball games right now. That's why I'm playing Alice in the Wonderland, and freaking and I'm about to play Peter Jackson's King Kong once it come in the
This
mail
man
tomorrow.
said Alice in Wonderland.
You know what's crazy about some Xbox fans? I remember hearing Xbox dudes say they're not playing this game, they're waiting for the X upgrades. Now they're saying the same shit. Oh, I don't want to play this game yet. I'm waiting for the Series X upgrades.
Yeah, that I ain't gonna lie, bruh. I ain't gonna lie, bruh. I'm contemplating whether if I should play the expansion to the Outer Worlds because
these PC dudes aren't playing no games until they get the 3080 and 3090.
Oh, they did a test on the Outer Worlds.
Smooth, you got to talk about the backwards compatibility thing before you leave too, man.
All right, what about it?
We talked about that last week.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, when the whole backwards compatibility with PlayStation and all that stuff, that all came out.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you know, Xbox. We did on some other news. I mean, there's a couple Ninja Gator games about to be ported to the PS4 and the Switch.
For
Oh
real?
yeah,
Yeah.
the trilogy. Yeah,
The trilogy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
No, shouts out to the PlayStation and Switch for getting that, but Xbox, we don't need a port because every last Ninja Gaiden is backwards compatible.
Yeah.
It's like all
it's
playable
enhanced.
and
And it's
enhanced.
enhanced.
Smooth. You want to be able to beat Ninja Gaiden?
No, absolutely. I'm stuck.
bet you.
I'm stuck on a spider boss in one of the
That
games. I
game
think.
is hard as shit.
Did you stream it smooth?
No, I recorded the
Gets
gameplay.
Stuck on every game.
I'm stuck on a
Oh,
spider
son.
boss, and I think in Ninja Gaiden 2, and it's probably the first or second boss. I just gave up on it.
It was one of the harder games, especially if you do like the post game challenges. You gotta
Straight
fight
up,
all
straight up.
4
bomb.
fiends in 5 minutes. That shit crazy.
Yeah, it's a cool game, but like I appreciate, like, I don't know how much I can say. I appreciate backwards compatibility very much, and I'm going back to like get games. Scavenge.
Cause you got no new games.
No,
First of all, you need to
old
stop.
games,
You don't-
old
you
physical
don't
games that they
appreciate backwards
delisted.
Nah, no,
compatibility.
you going back to backwards
No,
compatibility because you don't got no new
talking-
games to play.
No, I'm not going back because I got no new. I have new games to play. It's just that there's games that that I haven't actually played on a 360 at all.
Smooth, you playing Wasteland? I heard Wasteland 3 is actually pretty.
I Wasteland is I don't like these fucking turn-based fucking top down.
So why you hype for Gears Tactics? It's the same shit.
Because it's Gears. I'll give it a chance.
Here's the question I need to ask because it was asked on Weapon. That's why I say that Smooth doesn't really like backwards compatibility.
That's not true because I actually play my 360 games.
They said if you could have one or the other, backwards compatibility or trophies, what would you guys choose? I said backwards compatibility.
I'll pick backwards compatibility as well.
I love achievements, but I love backwards compatibility too. The only thing is though, now if this was a deal where, let's say, if it was, because for example, I don't play original Xbox games through back because I feel there's not really necessary to do that, with the exception of Dead to Rights because I kind of want to play that game. But outside of original Xbox games, I don't want to play them because they have no achievements. However,
Right,
360, they have achievements, so I have incentive to play.
Your incentive to play a game should be that it's good and fun, not to get digital trophies for niggas that never got trophies in real life.
It is what it is, dude. They should since they put them in video games, they've been worth hunting.
Yeah, no, I like trophies. I'm not a trophy like horror or trophy like hunter. Like there's some games that if I really really enjoy them, I'll get the platinum for it. But sometimes some of them trophies could be or achievements could be fun to chase. Like they give you cool little interesting challenges. Some of them.
Smooth can't even beat Ninja Gaiden. That's all the challenge he needs.
Well, you also got people though, Bond, that sometimes when they play racing games, or even back when we used to play like Mario Kart, where some people would play the time trials and try to beat up different people's times.
I remember,
and that was something significant to them,
Yeah, but
so I guess that's what that is.
I remember.
I mean,
there was an achievement. I don't know if Metal Gear Solid 4 came out in 2008. I don't know if trophies. I don't think trophies were around it at the time.
Around that then.
But Metal Gear Solid, I remember Metal Gear Solid 4 had its own, in-game achievements or whatever. And I think one of them was to not use any deadly weapons for the whole game or not die for the whole game or some shit like that. So some of those shit could be. You know what I mean? Some of the Resident Evil trophies. I got platinum for Resident Evil 1, 2, and on 3. Some of the trophies that you get from that are actually.
I can't believe you PlayStation guys went a phase through the PlayStation generation without any trophies.
Because nobody
that shit
cares
felt so
about
last
the
gen. Oh my god, that's it.
Hold on, what are you talking about?
No, because the PS3 didn't launch for trophies.
The Switch is destroying the Xbox doesn't have trophies.
I don't care.
The thing is, when trophies when achievements
put
and shit like that
something in
launched,
Discord.
that was something brand new. People who were on the PlayStation, they weren't really we want trophies. No, because it wasn't until after they, introduced them. Now a lot of people are trophy hunters and like trophies and stuff like that. So, and I like trophies better than just numbers, better than just having random numbers pop up. But that's me. That's my preference.
Hey, I like that, long number, seeing that I'm over 120,000,
How about you see that number of games you actually beat that are difficult?
Well, in order to get 120,000, you have to beat some games. So, and I've beaten a lot, and I played and beaten difficult games as well. It's just that I don't invest to beat only difficult games. That's just
you invest to chase trophies in shitty games. And why I don't ever respect trophy hunters is this: people look up how to get the damn trophies. How's that take any damn skill?
Yeah, for like those minuscule games, but there's games where it doesn't matter if you look at you have to still complete the task.
Jack up here right now looking up how to get trophies in Cuphead.
But he still has to complete the task. Learning like looking up how to get trophies is pretty much telling you what you have to do it. You still have to execute.
No. There's some trophies. No, there's some trophies where they give you a step-by-step tutorial.
Yeah, but you can. Yeah, but that's like walking simulators and games you actually have to play though.
No. You're talking about walkthrough trophies.
Yeah, like there's certain trophies. Like I remember in Uncharted 4, right? And there was a part in the game where there was a cemetery, and you had to actually sneak past everybody in the cemetery to get a silver trophy. And like they showed you the fastest route on how to. I did that shit. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, yo, I need to get this trophy.
Yeah, those are trophy guys. But then you got trophies like, for example, like The Last of Us 2, right? That after the game came out, they decided to add in permadeath mode and what was it, grounded? Mm-hmm. Like you gotta play the entire game without dying. If you die once, you start all the way over. You know what I mean? To me, like, I'm not gonna do that.
How many people got that joint? Do you get a trophy for it?
Shit. You get a trophy for it.
Of that.
You get a trophy for it, but to me, it's like
it's not worth it.
It's not worth it because imagine
I mean,
get to the last right where you fight Abby, and then Abby fucking beats the shit out of you, and then that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and the game's too long for me to try to play.
But what if somebody got it though?
You only got BG. I think BG has it.
For them,
For real?
Well, I think BG he did it. I think he kind of finessed it because he did it with encounters. You know what I mean? So he did each encounter because when you go to chapter select, you can also choose different encounters, right? So I think he just I don't know. He correct me if I'm wrong, but if you do it encounter by encounter, then you don't got to worry about dying and starting all over.
Yep, that's why trophies don't get respect.
It's 0.01 completion on permadeath, any setting.
Yeah, I'm not playing through that game again.
0.01.
And that's another thing. It's on any setting. So yeah, I mean, you can do it if you put it on easy. You know what I mean? So
you can play it on hip hop gamer mode, and it should be able to do it.
You can play it on kid smooth mode.
No, I played the game on hard. Hip hop gamer played it with fucking GPS navigation icons on the damn thing.
You know what? I got respect with Smooth because at least Smooth beat Bloodborne and Sekiro. You know what I mean? I salute Smooth for that. Allegedly. No, I think Smooth beat him.
Allegedly.
Nah, Smooth, he got the achievements for them, right?
Yeah, I got the achievements for him. No, I didn't. No, I lost a challenge in Sekiro. I didn't beat it in the time that I ran out of time.
Yeah, he lost the challenge, but he actually beat it.
I still have not played that game. Is that game never not going to be $60?
I think it was on sale the other
day. Hey, you never know. By the time the Series S comes out, it may be on Game Pass. I'm just saying. All right, but let's get out of here, man. We did almost 2 hours today. Shout out to everybody who came through, showed up, and turned out for the episode. Maintained over 280 people in here for this episode. Shout out to Rise and Grind. I seen you in the chat.
Rise and Grind.
Yeah, we haven't heard from him in a minute. NSTG, I think he just subscribed to the channel, so I appreciate that. Jack Move BG. I thought I saw Salty Hair. Grinds My Gears was in here. I heard him complaining about 1440p yesterday, so that was pretty interesting. Bless Red. Everybody who came through and kind of participated in today's podcast. So we definitely appreciate it. So we will definitely see you guys next week. Hopefully we'll have some reactions to PlayStation's move. If not, I mean, I'm pretty much set in my next generation weight. Anybody got anything to add before we close out?
Nope.
Throw your 1080 Ti's in the trash.
Damn.
And with that,
What happened to our guest?
Jay, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning where he's at. So I'm pretty sure he kind of
just
stayed over
left.
the night. So shout out to Bites Chicken. He was a dev. He's founder, I think, Drop Dead Interactive. They did the Game Gear Gauntlet. It's on Xbox One. I still have to finish that game. It's actually kind of tough. But shout out to Jay. This first time we spoken like forever, and he's like across the freaking globe and whatnot. But thank you guys for tuning in. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. You guys have a good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We're out of here. Peace.
Later.